Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today like I promised, I'm going to do a proper tarot reading for WayV for the rest of the year to see what they have available. So yes, let's begin with the cards that they got. They got the Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Page of Swords, King of Cups, the Devil, and then from the Oracle they got the card of Saturn in Sagittarius, Fulfillment. Um, Definitely, honestly, what I see here with these two fives is that these have been very challenging times. Actually, the energy that the first cards always like represent what they had been dealing with, or the energy that they come from, um, maybe from the beginning of the year, or the ending of last year. So when I see these two fives, definitely there's a sense of lacking. Things hasn't been easy for them. um, I don't know how many members remain, like without Lucas, how many they are. I don't remember exactly, but I wonder if there's 5 members in YB remaining. I don't know, maybe I don't remember exactly right now. But I believe that probably the number 5 is like, I feel very tempted to take that number as a very descriptive situation when it comes to energy. Um, and I honestly think that for them it's never had been easy. I think that this is not about Lucas. This is not just about Lucas. I think that this is about them, um, feeling like they always get the leftovers. Like I don't know, like somehow it's not enough, the effort or the investment that people put into them. For example, I was thinking about, that yesterday I pulled, one of the cards that I got for Lucas was the Ten of Pentacles. That is like the representation of, opulence, and also of stability and prosperity, and actually you having a very stable uh, community that somehow allows you to be very prosperous. And when I see these Five of Pentacles here, I'm like, okay, if Lucas got the Ten of Pentacles, they have 5 pentacles, like the half of it. So I honestly think that I don't know much about YB, but definitely it seems like people don't, not people when it comes to fans. I think that it's about the industry or the CEOs, or um, they just don't invest that much in these guys. They don't give them much to work with. There's not much resources available. Actually, there's like this sense of like, okay, here you go, this is what we have for you, work with this, enjoy it, like distribute it, like make the most of it, because for now it's what you have. So they somehow are left with a feeling of abandonment, a feeling of like, okay, we have been somehow abandoned to our lack, So I think that they definitely had managed lately to put a very brave front, and to try to, as artists, to try to be as creative as possible. Um, Definitely also here with the Five of Pentacles, not the Five of Wands. there had been conflict, there had been differences, but I think that, maybe the feeling of like discomfort and in, I don't know, you feeling moody, and you actually feeling very very angry and frustrated. It's not because it has to do with themselves in the group. I think that it has to do with the lack of resources. Honestly, um, sometimes I think that um, people just put too much like emotional content in some relations, that at the end of the day this is about work. And if you put yourself in their shoes, it's like if you had to imagine going to work without, like, you having to work with, no guidance at all, or you've been given very little to work with, and somehow being expected to do great, and also like showing a very positive and a very bright and a very optimistic attitude. And I think that this is why, for them, it seems like there's anger here. There's a lot of, because of the few resources, because the few opportunities, because of all the delays, because of all the interruptions, because of all these things, this had like influenced in their dynamic. But honestly, this is, since this tarot is called the after tarot, what you see here when you see the Five of Wands, it's not the typical Five of Wands that they are all like clashing with their wands and they are fighting. In this deck, you actually see the aftermath. You see people actually like resting, like somehow like not fighting with their wands, not clashing their wands anymore. They are just there sitting, like just separated. Somehow it seems like the tension had been it's over. The conflict is over. So I think that it's also is a representation of them not fighting anymore. I think that they had decided, or they are deciding, to let go of the fight, in the sense of not, I think that they are recognizing that just being angry and frustrated is not going to get them anywhere. So they are like, instead of fighting each other, or instead of being just angry, just angry and in a bad mood, or just moody, let's stop. Like, let's stop. Let's not let's not resist this. Let's just, because they have the Page of Swords. And so I see that them as a group, definitely, since they are represented by this Page of Swords, there's something about them uh, as a group, as WayV, somehow being uh, like, I wouldn't say like amateurs, because they had been in the business for a long time. So it's not about being amateur, but I sense that I don't know when WayV debuted, but there's this sense of them, like, with this Page of Swords is very like this inexperienced kind of person, like somehow probably like it seems like when it comes to work, they hadn't had the possibilities to develop, like, to mature their, probably like their concepts, or their music, or it seems like they are still in the beginner kind of stage. And when I say this, I want to emphasize that I'm not saying that I know that these idols train for a long time, and I know that they had been part of this company for a long time, and I know about their individual projects, and I know I'm not saying they're amateur, they are not, but there's something about WayV being represented by this page of swords that is like, okay, I feel like I'm a newborn, I feel like I'm starting to see things with brand new eyes. They are slowly like waking up from this. I wouldn't say it's an illusion, but I think that probably, in the past they didn't have the possibility to stop and analyze or think about what is going on with the group, because I think that they had been busy or they had been distracted by other things, because this not just be their identity, they do other things as well. So I think that they are slowly like coming to the realization that, oh, like, I'm absorbing knowledge about what's going on that I didn't see before. So there's a sense of like, okay, I'm seeing this new panorama for the group, and somehow like I want to be more proactive. Like, probably I want to communicate more, or I want to address certain things that I didn't feel like I had the initiative to do before. So probably, there could be a member, or there could be someone that could like say something in the media, or like or express their opinion. And I don't know why, because I see the page of source, so I think that this member probably will say it from a very naive place. It's not a statement. It's like you speaking up your mind about something, and actually this being misunderstood or misinterpreted, like always. So I don't know, since this is a page of source, and this is air energy, probably it could have to do with Lucas, or Lucas' situation, or Lucas' decision. Honestly, I this is why this is so complex, guys, for me to read. I bear with me, have patience with me, because this is complex. Because I wish I could be like, oh, this is about Lucas and them, and actually no. I think that it's about themselves dealing with everyone. Like, I don't think it's Lucas. People are like try to associate, like, oh, how would they feel about him, or how does he feel about them? And I think that for WayV, honestly, they are so fed up in every aspect, or they are so angry at everyone. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of people, that you cannot just be like, oh, this is because of Lucas, or or Lucas this, Lucas that. No, this is bigger. This is the picture is bigger. The panorama is huge, and there's a lot of reasons why they are in this state of the Five of Pentacles. The state of I don't have enough. The state of, okay, I feel like they left me out in the cold. They left us in the cold. And then they expect us to manage ourselves, to somehow, like, it's like you are from to a jungle and you're like, okay, guys, survive. Or if you like, and if you make this group, it's like, okay, you're supposed to get along, so work on your dynamic among yourself. Like, yes, work, but you have no idea how to do that, because you haven't done it before, and everyone is so different, um, but there's this somehow this very this loneliness, this is like, okay guys, we made a unit with you guys, so yes, you figure out how you're going to make this work, because we made this unit for you. But yes, it's like you need a lot of things. Not only is material, you also need to work on, you know, um, teamwork, communication. There's a lot of things that go into the group. Um, and honestly, when I see this Page of Swords and this King of Cups, I'm like, this the Page of Swords gives me the impression of them being very young spirit or very new in the identity of the group. I don't know I don't know when they debuted. I don't know if they had a lot of comebacks or if they had few comebacks, because everything was so interrupted, So that's where I get the amateur vibe. It's like these guys are not amateur, but somehow maybe their discography or the how often they had a comeback or how often they had, I don't know, a concert, if they had a concert, there's something about them being very new in that sense. But then we have the King of Cups. So this is where I have the more mature version of WayV. That this is also talking to me about them as individuals and as artists. It's like, yes, we may look like amateurs here, but we are very mature in that sense. And in this sense, I think that it's very important to say here with the King of Cups is that they are the bigger person in the room. Because the King of Cups is like, okay, I'm absorbing everything that had been going on around us, that had been going on with us, with our group, all the things that we didn't get, all the, everything that wasn't very pleasant. But I am so emotionally invested in this that even though maybe I felt betrayed in some moments in our career and I felt like we didn't have enough, I still believe in the group. And I want to be better, and I want to be stronger for this that is to come. There's something about them also, like finding out about details, things that they didn't know about the management, them finding out about some things. And they are like, wow, I was so naive. Because the King of Cups is an energy that is very emotional and is very sentimental. Is someone that cannot help but to feel, to be empathic, to be compassionate, to be loving, to be an artist from the heart. I don't know about the members. I know about 10 and I know 10 is a Pisces, but the group gives me water sign vibe. I don't know if the group has a birth chart, I don't know, but they give me like, they are very emotional, these guys. And probably the fandom is also very emotional about them. So, but they are like, they learned something about this. And it's that I cannot let my emotional self get the best of me. Like somehow I have to be smarter. I have to be more intelligent. I have to make better decisions. We cannot be compassionate anymore. Because there's something about the King of Cups that everyone is like, oh, because he's this very open person emotionally, the person is available emotionally. But they also have the dark side that is about, when they go through betrayal, or they go through a feeling of dissatisfaction, when they feel like they given all their love and their feelings, and they somehow are not reciprocated, they can become selfish, and they can also like become manipulative. And in this sense, we have the devil here. So here with the devil, I'm seeing that they are changing their perspective. They are like, you know what? I don't want to be sensitive anymore. I don't want my emotional connections, or how attached emotionally I am to people or things, to ruin my opportunities to succeed. So definitely, since I'm seeing this King of Cups, like looking at this devil card in here, they are like, you know what? I'm going to become more ambitious. I'm going to connect with my ambitious, probably a bit more selfish, or a bit more hungry for power kind of self. I think that they don't want to be seen as victims anymore. They are tired of that narrative put upon them. So they are like, to I want to be more fixated on results. I want the group to be better, to do well, to be much more like, even like, remembered, because of that need to survive, like sort of like being more like merciless, fearless, no longer so sweet and understanding. And no, they are like, because in the past it didn't work, so now I want to become like more ambitious. I want to connect with my need to make it in this industry. And they are like, okay, I want to also listen to my dark side. They are tired of being understanding of everything and everyone, and them not getting their part. So they are like, I want to connect with this more like selfish kind of side. Like, I definitely, like, I want to dive into these deep emotions, and this very strong and obsessive kind of feeling of this very strong and passionate desire of like, I have to make it. And also, I was thinking like, okay, if I see this Page of Swords and the King of Cups here, it could be, I think that it also has to do with, I definitely see like, it could be Lucas, since, we're talking about Lucas energy. I think that when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe this is, Lucas actually like apologizing to them. And we know that I'm sure he apologized also to NCT, opening up his heart, and really like giving this or having this conversation with them about like, okay, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to tell you how I feel about this, about this decision, about the new path that I'm taking. Definitely for people that if you are like, if you would want to see the perspective of how is the relationship, or maybe how energetically things are with Lucas, I see them like receiving what Lucas is sharing from the bottom of his heart, or what he's saying. Definitely I see WayV like, like them represented by this King of Cups, like sort of understanding like empathizing with Lucas and being like, you don't need to apologize. Like, we get you. Like, we really want you to succeed as well. But them also, like, honestly, I don't think they are, like, I think that they had this conversation, they had this closure with Lucas, because I believe that for Lucas also it was necessary to talk about certain things, to not leave things just be, taken for granted. He really, like, I think that there's this sense of respect and camaraderie, and it's like, guys, I don't want you to hear it from someone else. I want to be the one that says the words. And I definitely see them like receiving and connecting with his message, and also being very, very mature. This is something about WayV that I would say they are very mature emotionally. I believe that this is, you know, I had read for other members of other units, and I would dare to say that probably WayB is is the group that probably is the most sentimental of all the units. Like, there's something about them being very emotional and being very intuitive at the same time, and very understanding, because they went through a lot. I mean, their whole experiences, it hasn't been that nice. So somehow they, like I said, they are the biggest person in the room. Like, they have this understanding. They are like, okay, maybe I don't agree with you, but I understand you. But honestly, since the King of Cups is looking at the devil, I think that they are not that focused on Lucas. I mean, they are like, okay, yes, we wish you that you go well, but actually, Lucas' situation, um, it seems like they already like had like accepted that Lucas wasn't going to be part. It seems like they already transited that, they already experienced that, and they already like if they had to like cope with his absence, and they done the emotional work of letting go. I think that probably is, maybe it's the fandom that is going to take a while for them to let go of their their wish or the desire of maybe like, oh, I wish I could see them again together. But probably for the members, their members are looking at the devil. The members are like, okay, like, I'm sorry, but I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about us. Like, I think that, like really, like, we are very emotional and everything, but we are not dumb. Like, we have to get tougher. We have to, like, we have to connect. We have to get more ambitious, because they are like, if we don't light up this need to to overcome this, I don't think we will do it. So they are like connecting with this very raw passion, and it's like, okay, do we want to make it? We have to make it, and I think that this is, they are not, they cannot be so, like, it's not time to be understanding and positive and bubbly, and it's time to be a warrior. It's time to be more competitive. It's time to to be more, um, to have more substance, and like also to do something with all the anger that they had. Probably they have a lot of anger. They have a lot of, like I mentioned at the beginning, there's a lot of like heartache, a lot of like, not heartache, but there's something about them not feeling good enough. So they are like, okay, we have to like somehow recycle all these feelings, that all this frustration, everything, all these extreme emotions, and we have to build something with this. You have to make something out of this. And then they got the card of Saturn in Sagittarius, that is fulfillment. This is a very positive card, guys. Definitely, I think that they are going to do well as a group. They are going to recover. They are going to also like try to show a different side of themselves. They are moving on. I think that they moved on a long time ago. So I definitely see them like fulfilling maybe a different concept. You know, they are transforming themselves. They are becoming more more ambitious. They definitely are looking at the horizon, at what's ahead for them. They are not thinking about the past or like, oh my God, what is going on or what is going. No, they are like, okay, what do we do from now on? What is our plan? What is our vision? We want to make it. We are thirsty of, we really want to make it. We want to become powerful. We want to be more influential. So definitely I think that whatever they decide to do, they are going to fulfill something that probably in the past they felt a bit like, oh, I cannot dream or aim that high. But now, since they went through all this period of feeling like a failure, I think that they are like, okay, what option do we have right now? The option is that we have to, you know, get more passionate, get more creative, get more like, you know, just make a strong impact, make a strong comeback, you know, like show your passion, show how you're feeling, show how bad you want this, how bad you want to make it. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them. Sorry that it took a long time for me to develop this reading. It's just that it was very emotional, in the sense that there's a lot of deepness to this group. So I tried to, you know, to develop and you know, to expand the reading, because I want you to understand, from my point of view as a tarot reader, the deepness of these people. You know, this is not just about like, oh, like because this and this and this, you know, people are complex. Their experiences in this business is complex. So yes, this is why I took these minutes or this half an hour to do this. So thank you so much, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, or if you want to give me a feedback about WayV history, I would appreciate it very much, so I can educate myself a bit better about them. Thank you, guys. Bye.